The Sims 5 is not happening.
The Sims 5 is actually not happening.
There will not be a Sims 5.
The Sims 5 is not coming.
There will be no The Sims 5.
Are you ready for another 10 years of The Sims 4? Sadly, this is not a dream. You're not being edged. Really, it's more of a nightmare. At the risk of sounding dramatic, I'm just gonna go out and say it. After 25 years,
it has been 25 years.
The Sims franchise is cooked. So how did this happen, and what does it mean for the future of the life simulation genre? Before we get into all of that mess, a big thank you to today's sponsor, Instant Gaming. If you like playing the latest games but don't want to fork over full retail price for them, you have to check out Instant Gaming. Not only can you find the latest releases for PC and console, you can also find some classics, like The Sims 3 and all its packs, which you can get right now for up to 90% off. That's a steal. And with the new Dragon Age game dropping next month, now's also the perfect time to check out the Dragon Age franchise, which I'm personally a huge fan of. You can get Dragon Age Inquisition for 80% off. You know EA hates to see a discount coming. Head over to Instant Gaming using my special link in the description, and I'll receive a small commission on your purchase. Thank you again to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. Now back to it. In case you're lost and you missed the announcement, they came out and said, straight from the Sims 4 Horse Ranch's mouth, there are no plans for a Sims 5. Now why the hell would they do this?
You fucked up.
Well, apparently they don't want to piss off the Sims 4 stans. And believe me, I don't want to either, because they're scary. But that's the truth, actually, because they said they don't want Sims 4 players to have to start over with a new game. You know, after buying 80 DLC for The Sims 4, it might be sorta hard to get people to start all over with The Sims 5. My question is, did no one at EA consider this when, I don't know, the 20th DLC came out? Who is in charge of strategic planning over there?
That's a good question.
What really blows my mind is that I think EA truly believes that people are going to continue playing this game at the same rate for the next 5 to 10 years. When the reality is, so many players just like me have already abandoned this game, or are eagerly awaiting games like Paralives and Inzoi so that they can jump ship altogether. Now, from a business perspective, I understand EA not wanting to alienate their loyal player base who have invested hundreds, if not thousands of dollars into this game. But as a company, you guys have to innovate. This game already breaks every time a new DLC comes out, and then it breaks again when they try to patch the breaks. This is a sinking ship and they're just putting scotch tape over every hole they find. EA, what happens when the roll of tape runs out and you look up to find your entire boat is now just made of tape? Will that even float? It might actually float. Anyway, I don't know where that metaphor was going, but do we really think the game can withstand dozens more DLC? It sort of sounds like instead of choosing innovation, EA has chosen preservation. A few months ago, they announced this special, shiny, brand new team that is focused on fixing all of the bugs and glitches in the game. This has always been a major problem with The Sims 4. Even 5 years ago when I actually played the game, I remember being so excited when I had bought Dine Out and Get to Work. I remember putting in a few hours and then encountering bugs that literally ruined my saves. These were bugs that ruined the features I literally just paid for. And the same shit is still happening to this day. And EA is saying, let's keep going? Enough. I'm embarrassed that I even have to say this, but it is not okay for a company to sell broken products to its customers, bruh. Yet, there are still people who defend this game as if their life depends on it. Which brings me to the next thing I have to say. To hell with the Sims 4 stans. And I'm not talking to the casual Sims 4 players. You guys don't even know what the hell's going on. But my comments are more so directed toward the rabid, ever supportive, Sims 4 is my personality trait stans. The guys, let's support the devs, players, the ones who constantly say, stop telling people they can't enjoy the game. literally every time someone expresses a criticism of the game, including the Sims content creators who've made a pretty penny hyping up these 80 DLC. We see each other. You guys are the problem. You've encouraged this. Your blind support has driven this franchise off a cliff. But let's switch gears. I know what you're thinking. If The Sims 5 ain't coming, then what the hell is Project Renee?
That's a good question.
Well, if you remember, like 2 years ago, they actually teased the next generation and the future of The Sims.
We are building the next generation Sims game and creative platform. This is the future of The Sims.
Called Project Renee. And regardless of how many Sims influencers want to gaslight you now and be like, oh, it was never The Sims 5, most people believed at the time, including all of the big gaming news publications, that Project Renee was The Sims 5. Because when you say next generation, usually you mean the next generation, not a current generation spin-off. But even after we learned Project Renee would be developed alongside The Sims 4,
Project Renee and The Sims 4 are going to continue to exist side by side. We plan to support both at the same time.
they never outright said that The Sims 5 isn't coming, that is until earlier this week. So what is Project Renee? They described it as a new way for friends to meet, connect, and share while playing together in an all-new world. It is a multiplayer spin-off. Excuse me, but I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to sit down at my computer with all the lights off, a jar of edibles, and a big bag of Cheetos, and play a good-ass game. Alone, just as The Sims has always been a single-player experience. So this was the brand new next generation future of The Sims that they announced 2 years ago, a multiplayer spin-off.
But it did not give what needed to be gave.
There's gotta be something else, right? No. I mean, they do indeed have something else that they're working on. Because we also found out that they're hard at work on The Sims Project Stories, a new Sims mobile game. Question, who is playing The Sims mobile games?
Don't know.
But clearly people are, because this is like the third mobile game for The Sims. Riveting. But sweet cheeks, that is not all. It really was just a glorious day in The Sims community because The Sims announced a new kind of pack. Yes, there are already 4 kinds of DLC, expansions, game packs, stuff packs, and kits, and now there's 4.5 kinds, because there's a new one, the Creator Kits. EA is now partnering with your favorite custom content creators to create even more DLC. Mind you, this is custom content that traditionally you could just get for free. But now they're asking you to pay real money for it. The gaslighting really is pervasive in the Sims community because they're trying to act like it's a good thing, that now I can pay real money for custom content. I was downloading it for free this whole time. The spin spinneth over, really. So EA has found yet another way to nickel and dime players. I'm all for supporting the modders and custom content creators, but this whole thing feels so slimy. But we're not finished, because they also announced the Creator Network 2.0. There's gonna be a private influencers Discord. Just saying those words gave me war flashbacks. If you know, you know. They kicked me out. They're gonna give them free merch, early access to packs, game codes to give out. It's pretty much a bunch of the same old stuff, but I want to say, if you are a content creator and you don't already have a substantial following, then none of this is beneficial to you whatsoever. And believe me, I know damn well it is not easy to be quote unquote successful on this platform. And if you're a small Sims creator, you probably think, why not join the EA Creator Program? I can at least get some benefit, some free shit, I'll have a leg up. I can get some packs earlier and make content about it. I get that. But you also have to realize that EA as a company has this program for a reason, and they benefit far more from this partnership than you ever will. If you're a small creator, it's almost parasitic. You're essentially free marketing for this company. You are a glorified salesperson for this company. As the great Wendy Williams once said,
Don't do it.
So what does all this mean for the future of life simulation games? A lot of people online seem to think that Inzoi is here to save us all. And while I am obviously not unbiased when it comes to this game, I got a long history with Inzoi. Again, if you know, you know. I fail to see how Inzoi and Krafton are any different from The Sims and EA. I really wish people would start doing at least basic research on video games and who's developing and publishing them. Like a few days ago on the Inzoi subreddit, someone said, "I'm supporting Inzoi because I always support small companies." Jesus, take the wheel. This company is worth billions of dollars, bruh. Anyway, ask any PUBG fan what they think about Krafton. They hate this damn company. The only thing Inzoi is giving you is another choice. And to some people, that's all they need. And I get it. You just want another life simulation game to play that isn't The Sims. But please, dear goddess, do not act like, oh, I'm sticking it to EA and The Sims by supporting Inzoi. Because all you're doing is literally trading $1 billion company for another. But I'm not sure that choice is any better than The Sims. In my first impressions video of Inzoi, I talked about the game's strengths. I thought I was very fair in talking about the weaknesses as well. And surprise, surprise, call me Prophet Malcolm. A week after I posted that video, professional game critics came out and said the exact same thing that I said, which is that the game is beautiful, but hollow.
And I'm not changing on.
Sure, things might get better during early access. I don't really care. The dev team has already done some really questionable shit, like weird ass decisions they've made with the direction of this game. I also pointed out in my Inzoi first impressions that this game is made for 12-year-olds. It's literally more PG than The Sims 4. In terms of a future big budget semi-simulation game, you're probably better off waiting for GTA 6, or actually just play GTA Online, because that game is just as good of a life simulator as any, and they have the vanilla unicorn. Honestly. But I actually believe the future of the life sim genre rests in the hands of small and indie games like Paralives, Mirthwood, Viva Land, and 2Pixelia, to name a few. These are games with the passion and the vision behind them. True labors of love. So I'm betting on them. Regardless though, I think EA is arrogant AF to completely ignore the very real competition on the horizon. With Paralives, with Inzoi, they're acting like this 10-year-old game can compete with new IP, which really is just giving out of touch, delusional diva, dare I say. So things aren't looking good. So to The Sims 4, my last and final words to you.
You are done out here. They gon' get you. They gon' get you next.